Hello everyone. Today we have Sri Ajay Prakash, who is the Chancellor of he's here to tell thought and to bridge the gap between the government and the universities and the students. So first of all, I would like to ask you, who is the Chancellor of Maharishtra University of Education? What is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership?
Leadership philosophy is very simple. The philosophy says that everybody has the quality to lead. It's just how we develop that quality into each individual. Everybody has that quality. So when we sit down, discuss on an issue or discuss on a subject or want to decide, want to make some new decisions, then all of us sit down, we all pitch in our thoughts, everybody is free to express their opinion. And once everybody has expressed their opinion, and then we decide based on that what should be done. It's always good that if the thought is coming from the persons who are working with you, rather than you impose on them that this has to be done this way. It's always good to democratically, maybe, I don't know, it's not a political term, but if you discuss things democratically, then your outcome is always better because everybody has chipped in, everybody has given their ideas, and then they all feel that this is a collective decision that all of us have taken, so we have to now implement it in the field. So I think the quality, the leadership quality is in everybody. What we do, how we bring it up, and how we utilize it.
Wonderful, sir. And I totally agree with your point that taking small pointers from every employee and every member of your university will give you a better, the outcome, and it will definitely help you in the growth of the university as well. So coming to the next question, being the Chancellor of MUIT, how do you strategize a marketing program and plans for the marketing administration of your university?
The university has one goal. When people come to the university, when students come to the university, there is only one or two objectives that they have, either to go and get a good job and somewhere in some company after 3, 4, 5 years of their education, or start their own business or activity so that they can give job to others. University has to prepare them for that. University education, the only purpose of the university education, to give maybe 5-10% separately for research work which is more academic. But mostly 90% of the people are here so that they get a better job or a better opportunity in life to become more useful for the society, they become more useful for their family. So that's what our goal is. We prepare the student, we transform the student. We call them, we transform them when they come to our school, college. We transform them into become more useful for the society, useful for themselves, and useful for their family. But society means not necessarily society where we live in, but society means the whole society which involves the whole country and whole world.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, any insight into how your university would be more welcoming to students of different races or economic backgrounds?
We welcome students from all different backgrounds, all different races. There is no restriction of any kind. Anybody who wants to transform themselves, become more useful for the society is always welcome in our university. We try to reach to the different areas of the country. We go to different areas. We go to the areas where there is no better education available, better education options available. We go there. We select people from there. We encourage them to come and join our university. We go to different parts of the country, and there is no race or caste or any such criteria. We believe we belong to an organization which is founded by His Holiness Maharishi Mahesh Yogi almost 60 years ago, 60, 70 years ago. And since then, he has been spreading all over the world his technology of transcendental meditation. And that technology of transcendental meditation is regardless of any caste, race, or creed, or any such thing, is equally applicable to every single individual human being. So we call it that any person who can think any individual, any human being who can think, which basically 100% of the human being can think. So transcendental meditation is applicable to all those people who can think. That's the same philosophy we have in our university. We have no restriction of any kind. We welcome everybody and we encourage everybody to come to our university.
Wonderful, sir. Sir, how do you try to bring practical approach towards the curriculum of your university and make it industry oriented?
That is the main purpose of our university. That's basically what we do for almost all our courses. Is that we bring in, we always keep on revising the curriculum. The curriculum is always industry friendly, so to say. There are those students who are going to go into the industry, they join the industry. So the curriculum is catered to them, so that when they go out of the college, day one they become employable. The terminology is called employable skills. So we teach them. For that purpose, we interact with the industry. We try to get the new trends which are happening in the industry, either in the field of finance or whichever field we are in the information technology or wherever we are. We try to find the experts in that field, bring them up. We try to train our students in that, so they become, when they go out of our campus, from the day one they are employed. That's the whole purpose of the university. Is that give them, teach them what is relevant to them, which they can use in their future. That's the purpose.
Very nice, sir. How does the question is very connected to the previous one? How does the curriculum of marketing the best practice of industry?
That's what we do. We get the experts from different subjects and take their help and take the new what is happening in the industry at this time, what is needed in this industry at this time, and that's what we bring into the university. We bring into our curriculum. Being a university, we have this so to say freedom or autonomy. You can say that we can continue to revise our curriculum. Academic curriculum as the need of the hour. We can continue to revise it. We take help of industry experts. We take help of international experts. Whatever is happening anywhere, whatever is needed anywhere, we try to find out and try to bring it into the university, into our curriculum. So our students, when they go out, they are prepared for that. Whatever is out there.
Coming to the next question, sir. So, what do you think should be the Maharishi University's top priority over the next 10 years?
I think the top priority for any university, including our university, should be prepare the students who are useful for themselves, for their family, for the society, for the country. Useful in the sense they are positive thinker, they are leadership quality, they are power to take decisions is improved. They are quick to take decisions, tackle the problems that are there out there. So for that's what we do. We have one of the very unique programs that we have in the university is transcendental education. That His Holiness Maharishi Mahesh Yogi established in 1905, and since then he's been teaching all over the world. That practice of transcendental education, it has a lot of benefits in terms of how the mind functions after learning TM, and many scientific researches have been done that the creativity of a person increases, positivity of a person increases, stresses come down, and his academic performance improves. So with that unique apparatus that we have in our hand, the technology of transcendental meditation, the students go out in the field with that unique perspective in their mind. And with that, they are more capable of integrating the society, making more useful purposes.
Great, sir. When you first entered in education industry, so what was your vision and how it is implemented till now?
When we entered into education university almost 40 years ago, 37, 48 years ago, 40 years ago, The purpose was to use the technology of transcendental meditation, which Maharshi has propagated all over the world, for the field in the field of education. Because we had noticed that when the students meditate in any school, any other school, they have very good achievement, very good results. Because one of the basic aspects of transcendental meditation is removal of stress. So when stress is less, creativity increases, academic performance increases, positivity increases. So with that thought that we can create students which can be useful for the society when they come out of our schools or our colleges. With that aim, we have started these schools. We have many schools all over the country, and the whole purpose is that all of them learn transcendental meditation. They practice transcendental meditation. Teachers also practice transcendental meditation, and they just become better person for this society. Better in the sense they are better, more creative. They have better academic performance. They have better learning. They have more positive attitude. They are better decision maker. So they are more useful, better fit to be useful for this.
Wonderful, sir. Coming to the next question, sir. What would you like people to know about MUIT, which they may not know? And what are the biggest strengths of MUIT?
Yeah, I think the biggest strength of MUIT is, as I said, we will train you. We will transform a student when he comes. There is an example, a lot of people give that when you buy 1 kilo of steel, it costs 30 rupees, then you transform them into a needle and it becomes 300 rupees a kilo, and then you becomes a part for a Swiss watch, and it becomes 30,000 rupees a kilo. Now, purpose is that how you take that metal and then transform it to become useful for the student. That is the whole purpose of MUIT. We take a student, our teachers are trained to transform those students by the curriculum that we teach, by the curriculum that university teaches, by the use of meditation, transcendental meditation, and we transform and make them useful for the society. That's the purpose of, that's what we aim for, that we are going to create individuals who can contribute positively for the society. They can create better environment when they come out for their family, for their society, for their country, for the whole world. That's our purpose. That we bring our students out with more positive thinking, more creativity, more quick decision, better decision taking capacity.
Great, sir. So, what are some of the biggest challenges both for education in general and for MUIT?
If you look at the present days of starting this from this year, the present challenge everybody is facing is the coronavirus. Because of that, we are not able to impart education face to face, which is a much better way of educating the people. I think when students can interact with each other, with their teachers and with their friends and with their peers, but that is the biggest challenge that we are facing right now. Another challenge that we are facing is that somehow I think this will probably be addressed by the new education policy that the government has brought, that the students will have more freedom to choose their courses, more freedom to adopt to a mix of courses. I think those are the things which were earlier was a problem, and new education policy has addressed most of it. And I think one of the criteria in new education policy is value education, which is what we aim for, we call transcendental meditation and the value education. So there is some little mention there also. It's a good thinking in the right direction. When other than courses, other than teaching, other than subjects, you also teach students what are values that he should aim for, and he should take in his life. That these are the values that he should stand by. So that I think the challenges that we have. Of course, marketing and business is a challenge in every field. Whether you are in field of education, whether you are selling cars or telephone, that business challenge is everywhere that we are facing. Everybody is facing that. But other than the coronavirus, the other challenge was that little bit restrictive education policy, which fortunately in last I think 2 months ago or 1 month ago, government has brought out, which will resolve many of the cases that the education people. One of the challenges that we aim for, and our government is very much thinking about it, that when students come out, as I mentioned earlier, he becomes useful for the society the way he comes out from it. Useful means employable, that he can get a good job somewhere, or he starts his own business or his own entity so that he can employ people, give them jobs. So that is something that was missing earlier. Many students, many universities are successful in that, but I think new education policy would bring that aspect into education also, that the person becomes useful, employable, or entrepreneur from the day one that he comes in the
Great, sir. You are the president of the Maharashtra Institute of Creative Intelligence, a society which is engaged in various creative activities. Please enlighten us about that.
Maharashtra Institute of Creative Intelligence was established in 1976, I think. The purpose was to spread the teaching of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. The teaching is what? Science, transcendental meditation, which is theoretical aspect of transcendental meditation is a practical aspect that people sit down and meditate 20 minutes morning, 20 minutes evening. But the theoretical aspect, we call it science of creative intelligence. Creative intelligence is our intelligence which is within us, and how we can make it more creative and fulfill, bring it out, that intelligence will bring it out of the hidden within us. So the purpose of Maharashtra Institute of Creative Intelligence was that to establish an organization, we go around, teach people transcendental education, teach them how they can bring their talent out from within themselves and use it in their society, in their daily life. That was the purpose. With that purpose, when we started the schools were started under this organization. That when the students come to school, they learn meditation, and their hidden potential, latent potential comes out. Hidden potential comes out because of practicing of meditation twice a day in the morning. And that, with that aim, we started in the Maharashtra Institute of Creative Intelligence, which is a quite successful organization, which is the sponsor for the Maharashtra University of Information Technology also, and it has some schools also all over the country, and mostly engaging these schools and teaching of transcendental meditation.
Wonderful, sir. As you mentioned that marketing is a challenge for you. You mentioned this statement. So I would like to ask a question. So do you believe like portals like Polygon and there are many other portals as well, are they really helping universities, specifically Maharishi University, in achieving their targets as in get the quality students and bringing your university and showing your university to the market? Are we able to do that? Are we able to do that?
I think in the field of marketing is very complex field. I'm not expert in marketing, but what I hear from when I sit in different marketing meetings, it's a very complex field. Every bit helps. Whatever, whether we take the help of a coder, whether we take the help of an expert, whether we take the help of the whole traditional system of marketing, mouth to mouth promotion. Marketing, I think, is a very complex field. Some people may consider master in the field of marketing, but I still think there is and every bit helps. Whatever is available to you, whatever you think can contribute you, because if you have to sell a product, suppose you have to sell a car. Now the car companies advertise in the TV, they put advertise in the newspaper, they have auto fairs, all these various aspects they use to sell their cars. I think the field of education is nothing different, because I have to show my university to the students and their parents that this is a good university and you should send your children, your son or daughter to our university. So for that I have to promote. So that's marketing. And as I said, that every bit helps. Whether a portal is there, whether a website is there, whether a consultant is there's some consultant there's some coaching institute who do the marketing for you. All kinds of aspects are there in marketing. You do TV advertisement, you do radio advertisement, you do print media advertisement, all different aspects come together, and then at the end of the marketing season, when you sit down and calculate how many students you find and how much money you spend, then you know whether your campaign was successful. It's a campaign that every year you have to run, and every time you have to keep on changing, because new and new technology is coming up. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, nobody thought about the marketing via digital marketing. We used to put when we started school, we used to put advertisement in the newspaper. That was the only way of marketing in those days. But now I think more and more people are putting more money in digital marketing than in media or any other way. In those days, TV was also not there. Not much advertisement in TV. So the only source that outlet that was available was print. So this keeps on changing. Maybe 2 years from now, something else will come up for market.
Definitely,
So,
sir.
it is a challenge because it's always a changing field, and you have to keep up to date with the change. That's what the challenge is. What is the best for you? You have to keep on every 2 months. You have to keep on evaluating whether this technology is useful for you or not.
Definitely, sir. Very true. Coming to the last question, sir, any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
I think my best suggestion would be that go to a university or college which has more to not only curriculum teaching, but more to create life of your children, your child into a better person when he comes out 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from that college. Is a much better person for the society, for your family, for the society. So go to that university. Curriculum, learning, only teaching curriculum is one thing, but something more has to be there. How they can be useful for the society, how they can be leader in their field, how can they do best in their field, how they are more creative when they come out. That's what parents should think for. And of course, many parents are very constrained, but try to see if you can find, because parents always want their children to do the better than what they themselves have done. This is the age-old thinking that a father wants his son or daughter to do better than what father and mother have done. So that's, I think all parents want that, and I would suggest them to find a university or a college where the children can come on more useful for the society rather than just a BA or MA or BSc degree in them.
Very well, sir. And I'm so thankful to you, sir, that you gave us your precious time for our wonderful city's thoughtful leaders. Thank you.
Thank you.